In statistics, dispersion denotes how stretched or squeezed a distribution is. Common examples of measures of statistical dispersion are the variance, standard deviation and interquartile range. Dispersion is contrasted with location or central tendency, and together they are the most used properties of distributions. Measures of statistical dispersion. A measure of statistical dispersion is a non-negative real number that is zero if all the data are the same and increases as the data become more diverse. Most measures of dispersion have the same units as the quantity being measured. In other words, if the measurements are in meters or seconds, so is the measure of dispersion. Such measures of dispersion include sample standard deviation, interquartile range or interdecial range, mean absolute difference, median absolute deviation, average absolute deviation, distance standard deviation. These are frequently used as estimators of scale parameters, in which capacity they are called estimates of scale. Robust measures of scale are those unaffected by a small number of outliers, and include the IQR and MAD. All the above measures of statistical dispersion have the useful property that they are location invariant, as well as linear in scale. So if a random variable x has a dispersion of Sx, then a linear transformation y equals x plus b for real A and b should have dispersion psi equals a Sx. Other measures of dispersion are dimensionless. In other words, they have no units even if the variable itself has units. These include coefficient of variation, quartile coefficient of dispersion, relative mean difference, equal to twice the Gini coefficient, entropy. While the entropy of a discrete variable is location invariant and scale independent, and therefore not a measure of dispersion in the above sense, the entropy of a continuous variable is location invariant and additive in scale. If Hz is the entropy of continuous variable z and y equals x plus b, then hi equals hx plus log. There are other measures of dispersion. Variance, location invariant but not linear in scale. Variance to mean ratio, mostly used for count data when the term coefficient of dispersion is used and when this ratio is dimensionless, as count data are themselves dimensionless, not otherwise. Some measures of dispersion have specialized purposes, among them the Allen variance and the Hadamard variance. For categorical variables, it is less common to measure dispersion by a single number. See qualitative variation. One measure that does so is the discrete entropy, a partial ordering of dispersion. A mean-preserving spread is a change from one probability distribution A to another probability distribution B, where B is formed by spreading out one or more portions of A's probability density function while leaving the mean unchanged. The concept of a mean-preserving spread provides a partial ordering of probability distributions according to their dispersions. Of two probability distributions, one may be ranked as having more dispersion than the other, or alternatively neither may be ranked as having more dispersion.